You record?
Recording in progress.
All right, I'll start. Well, hello there. My name is Aarav Jilka. I'm the Oklahoma DECA State President, and welcome to the President's Workshop.
Yes, so my name is Gavin Cooper. I'm the Oklahoma BPA state president for this year, and we got an amazing workshop ready for you guys. So let's get this started.
Let's get it on the road. Oh, whoops.
Oh, all right. So my name is Gavin Cooper. I'm a junior at North Rock Creek High School. It's in Shawnee. Some little things about me is I do a lot, like a lot. Um, I never turn down a job. So if you ever got something to make some money, I'm there. This first picture over here is me when I became a BPA state officer. So I performed my speech and yeah, it was something else. It was a pretty good speech, pretty short and sweet. But that was kind of my first time public speaking, and now I'm going to open up FLC. So I'm excited for that, but it's been a long journey. The second picture down is me volunteering at the what was that? There was a food pantry in Oklahoma City. My local chapter participated in that, and I went with them, and we just made a lot of packs for some homeless people and some children who were, they didn't know if they were going to have a meal that night. So that's what we were there for. And I actually got to wrap up the pallets and then put them in the truck. And then that picture up, that's me and my grandma. I was wearing that same shirt because it was the same day. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna throw this in there. And then down there, that's me and Mr. William Wind. So BPA had a Oklahoma veteran film competition last year, and he was the veteran that I filmed and made a interview of him. So I got a picture of him, and then me with a beard. I just thought it was very fitting to go in there because it looks great. And then down there, that's my state advisory team. So we got Bradley, Lorelai, me, Cameron, Sarah, Carter, and Zoe. And then the last picture, that's me in a shark suit. I also have cowboy boots on, but you can't see them because of the picture. But again, very, very fitting. So that's kind of just who I am. It's always wild. So that's me.
Yeah, Gavin he's just him. He's just that guy. Um, a little bit about me. So on the bottom left over here, oh, first of all, let me introduce myself. Sorry, it's kind of rude. My name is Aarav Jilka. I'm a senior at Edmond Santa Fe High School. And again, I'm the Oklahoma DECA State President. So actually, the bottom left right here is my wonderful state officer team. We have Sonia on the left, then Ava, then me, Natalie, and then Raven. And so these are the high scores at least. We also have a collegiate team, which consists of only one person, Miriam Amin, the collegiate state president. But yeah, we work really well together, and I'm excited for the stuff we have planned this year. And then the picture immediately to the right is me and my friends. I've known them for about 2 years. We've been on student council together. And this is me dropping two of them off at the airport for them to go to college. So yeah. And the one on the right is me and my girlfriend Brianna. It was actually taken after our boy bands assembly, which I'm a part of. I danced for in front of the school for philanthropy, for charity, and each grade, we see who wins basically.
You
And the one
just
to the left is me and Angelina Lang, just that guy, you know what I'm saying? The one to the right of that is me and Angelina Lang. Um, I'm repping the Santa Fe Green Wolves Up, and is in our student section, preparing to lose against Norman North, whatever. And then the one above it is Double Wolf Dare Week. It is a philanthropy week that I'm very involved in at my school, and we raised about $200,000 last year. So we're very excited. I consider them my family. And then, of course, to the left of that is the Edmond Santa Fe High School DECA. This was after one of our meetings. And I mean, look at all these beautiful faces. Our advisor right here, Miss Flanagan, she's the best advisor in the world. I can tell you that. And so, yeah, both of us are surrounded by good people and we have some good times. And we're here to present to you on
you.
leadership and what does it mean exactly to be a president. So, what does it mean to be a president? Where that's in your chapter, where that's in some sort of club or organization, whatever it is. Today, we're going to explore some things that presidents do and some things that presidents don't do. And so look at that. Pass it over to Gavin.
All right. So as a president, everyone thinks that you're just running the show, but like, what are you doing? What are you exactly is running the show? So as a president, you're going to make a lot of agendas. You're going to coordinate meetings. You're going to call meetings to order. You're going to check your progress. You're going to plan events. You're going to assist your advisor. You're going to represent. You're going to volunteer. You're going to remind officers about meetings because they always forget. I forget.
Yeah, that's right.
You're going to schedule stuff and you're going to delegate tasks. So this is just the tip of the iceberg on all the stuff that you do, but this is what I remembered. So this is what you're going to get.
Heck yeah. And we'll go into all the things that Gavin said, more in depth in a in some of our bonus content. So
Yep.
if you're really
Bonus.
interested more
Very
in that,
special bonus content.
very bonus content. Yeah, definitely look into that.
Mm-hmm.
But as for right now, uh, going in more into calling a meeting into order. So what exactly does that mean? So as your president, your chapter president, you are in charge of, hosting the meeting. You're the one with the gavel. And so when the meeting starts, you're supposed to, just press the gavel down, let everyone know the meeting's about to start. And the purpose of this is really just to get, everyone excited for the meeting and to let everyone know when exactly the meeting starts. So everyone can pay attention to you and what the meeting will entail. And also just to get the secretary or the VP of leadership, whoever's taking notes, to let them know when the meeting officially starts. And that's just for note-taking purposes.
Creating an agenda. So after you call that meeting to order, you need to put that on your agenda. And I know me, if I don't write it down, I forget. So you need to have an agenda created so that you can stay on task of what all you need to cover in your meeting. You also want to give it to each one of your members attending the meeting so that they know what's going to happen. And if they just want to leave, they can leave. You don't want that. But if they got something else that they really need to attend and your meeting, they see the most important things, and then it's just some other things that they're picking up on and they don't have to be there, they can leave. So it's kind of a again, if you're attending a meeting, I want you to stay there the entire time, but if you got more important things, you do. Um, so with creating that agenda, it's kind of just a timeline of what's going to happen in your meeting. So you want the main points of what you're going to do and the main time that you think that those things are going to happen. Um, and for the time of your meeting, most schools do them at lunch. So they have a lunch that most people can attend, or a lunch and then people can get out of an hour to attend that. That's what most chapters do, but some chapters meet after school or before school. So it's kind of just whatever your chapter can do for that meeting. That's kind of what you do. Here's an example of one. So this is what we use for our state advisory council. Was our September meeting that we had in September, September 22nd to be exact. So this was BPA, DECA, and collegiate DECA all together for one meeting. And see there at 9 a.m. we had the call to order. That was by me. You also want whatever you're doing. So if you're having this in your chapter, you may have a meeting start at noon. So it's called to order by your president. And then right after you call to order, you're going to have a welcome by your advisor or maybe your VP, vice president and BPA, and then DECA's, they're all vice presidents. So whoever kind of wants to take that over. And then you go into an inspiration. That's what we do at the state level. It's kind of just inspiring our members or in our chapter, our officers on what can let them have a very meaningful meeting that day. And then we kind of just go into some things that we've done and just, business that needs to be addressed. And then at the very end, you have your adjournment at whatever time. Again, we plan for 3:30, but sometimes we don't get out till 4, or sometimes we get out at 2:30. It kind of just depends on how your meeting's rolling. But this is kind of just a good example to follow by, so if you're running too fast, if you're running too slow, and you can kind of stay on that pace. So what's our next?
Okay. So when it comes to the duties of the president, along with all the concrete duties like, creating agenda or, setting the meeting into order, I think there's more soft responsibilities of being the chapter president that you need to attend to. And one of those is just assisting your advisor. So I would say more than any other chapter officer, more than any other, member or stakeholder in your organization, obviously the person that works the hardest in your chapter is definitely your advisor, because they are the persons responsible for a student store, for the curriculum, for um the purchase orders that you got your chapter needs. I mean, your advisor does really everything. And so as president, you're kind of, I would say, they're, second in command that kind of helps them out, whatever they need. You're the student representative. And so whether that's, running a check over to the financial office, or whether that's, making inventory in a student store. I mean, whatever the advisor needs, that's one of your main responsibilities. Not only as a president, but I would also say just as a chapter officer in general.
Yes.
And so when it comes to being a president, there are some things that we talked about, but now we want to go into beyond being a president. What does it mean to be a leader in general? So not only like in DECA, not only in BPA, but also just in life in general. What does it mean to be a leader? And so let's look at some things that kind of show us.
So this is a quote by Ronald Reagan. The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one who gets the people to do the greatest things. So what that means to me is that, as a leader, yeah, you're the leader, but you're not. So everyone thinks you're running the show, but you're not. You're giving everyone the tools that they need to be able to do what they need to do. So I know on BPA's side of things, at my state chapter, you know, I don't do a whole lot. I'm the face of everything, and I'm constantly doing something. But in the grand scheme of things, it's my secretary who's always doing something. It's the historian, it's the reporter. They got these jobs, but your job as president is to help them. So you're just assisting them in what they need to do. Now, there's tons of things that I do behind the scenes that I forget about, but they're very meaningful in the long term. So you guys will still have to do those things. I'm not saying that you're just totally off the hook and you're just helping someone. You have a job, but your main job is to make your other officers the best they can be. So,
Yeah, 100%. And then, I mean, going off of that, I would say for the responsibilities that you do have, because as a president, like you will have the most responsibilities out of, I would say, anyone in your chapter officer team. Because at the end of the day, like your advisor is giving you responsibilities. You get responsibilities just by being, the face of the organization, by being the stakeholder. I mean, you will have so many things on your plate as the chapter president. And so what you really want to do, and this is a skill I would say that needs to be learned more than anything, is just delegation. Delegate, delegate, delegate. And there's the number one reason for delegation, the number one reason why it's important is because you have so much on your plate. So there's no way you can get it done all by yourself. So it's always beneficial to kind of take, part of the load off of yourself and distribute to some other people on the state officer team or chapter officer team, in order for them to, get them productive, get them working. And then beyond that, I would say it also makes them feel important when you get people work, when you assign a task to someone, it gets them working and it gets them, ready to do anything. And also it just gives them a sense of purpose that they have a job to do and that everyone on the team is working together as a unified officer team, really.
so another thing is you always want to make your chapter a home. So before I started BPA, I was on a robotics team and I handled the whole business aspect of that. And a problem I was really seeing from the business side and checking in with my engineering guys is we had a lot of members who just didn't do anything. They were kind of just in the way. Um, and I actually had a meeting with my principal, and he said to me, he said, there's some people who need robotics more than robotics needs them. And that can go with BPA and DECA also. You're going to have a lot of people on your team who they need that more than you need them. So they need BPA or their DECA chapter to be a home. Maybe they don't have the best home life. Maybe they don't have a whole lot of friends at school. You need to make your chapter a home so that they can feel safe when they come to you. You need to be friendly to them so that they can come to you and you're their friend. You need to have your chapter be very involving with everyone because you never know what's happening, what they don't tell you, you never know someone's story. So um, you always need to treat them like they have a whole lot going on, even if they don't, but you still want to be cautious of that. So you always need to be as nice as possible, make your chapter just feel like a home. And it also helps you become a better leader and it makes them respect you more because you're nice to them and because you're making them involved. So building on top of the delegation that Aarav was speaking about is, when you're giving them a task, they feel so important because they feel like they're actually doing something. And these tasks don't have to be so important, but as long as they seem important, if that makes any sense. Um, so a thing that I like to do is to see what my members are good at and then give their tasks to them after that. So if I know, this person's really good at music, like he just knows music, he can set the vibe, he can DJ, then I'm going to set him on music whenever we have a meeting. Or if I know that this guy, he doesn't have a whole lot of friends, but he's very vibrant. He can go out, he can welcome people. So I'm going to put him at the very beginning of the meeting, when we're welcoming people in, he's going to grab people just out of the hallways and bring them into our meeting, because he can do that. So you're just really, as a chapter or as a president, you're seeing what your chapter is capable of, and you're giving them tasks to support that. And you're just making your chapter a home because you never know what those people are going through, and you need to make your place as safe as possible.
100%. And so that concludes our presentation.
That's what we got.
Um, that's just what we got. And if you have any questions, any concerns, comments, whatever it is, uh, both of our numbers are up there, our emails. Just hit me up anytime that you would like. I'm always free. And shoot me an email if you have any questions.
Yes, I'm never free. So email me and then I'll check it the next business day and I'll get you a response as soon as possible. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys viewing this meeting and we hope that you guys learned something. We have a bonus content that you guys can look at and see. And I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed presenting it. All right.
See ya.
Thank you guys.